Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction to DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 4, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, which is titled Legends of To-Meow-Meow. I can't say that with a straight face. I don't know how anybody can, but this is going to be a doozy. I feel like the last episode, the overall main story was starting to pick up. John and Constantine were finding out that the demon that was after him is called Neuron, who strong-armed John into helping him overthrow the leaders of hell and trying to bound his soul to him. But then he fell in love with a man named Desmond who knew about what John was going through, and they seemed like they were star-crossed lovers, considering he knew enough about John's history and knew what was going on with him that he decided to bound his soul to Neuron, I think it's. But in order to banish Neuron to hell, he also had to send Desmond to hell as well, because they were. So was bonded to Neuron, and it's kind of why he's been more broken than he usually is, especially as noted by Sarah in the season 4 premiere. And that's the one who's after, and that's the demon who's after John, and it's supposed to be our. I'm figuring it's safe to assume our big bad. Constantine couldn't live with the fact that he killed his lover, so Charlie ended up deciding to help him, considering that if he changed history, it means he never joins the legend, and that she never loses her abilities to shapeshift. And the legends were after a Duckrun or Sickrun, or I don't remember. It was basically some evil spirit that possesses dolls. It was a serial killer. I guess Mike the Spike or something, and he possessed different dolls, including the Professor Stein doll that belonged to Citizen Cold from the last year's crossover, and they were about to defeat him, and I guess until John went back in time and broke up with Desmond, to the point where it actually kind of broke reality and caused all kind of unforeseen consequences, or at least we're going to find out what those consequences are, because the only consequence we saw was that Zarya was turned into a cat inexplicably, which I'm assuming they're going to clear up in this episode.
Hey, Red, it's me, Johnny. Shapeshift.
The Leprechaun.
You fellas play?
No.
Wow.
Why did you do that?
Marilyn Monroe. I am king.
What the hell?
Monster Hunter, just want you ladies to know you're in good hands.
You missed calls from Barry Allen, Oliver Green, and Kara Zor-El.
Sounds like the annual crossover. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard pass. Did I tell you
They straight up break the fourth wall?
Magical Creatures has been shoot on sight since their disastrous encounter at Woodstock.
Right. Thanks, Gideon. Must be fallout from Constantine altering the timeline.
We are going to capture the magical creatures and...
Shapeshifter!
How dare you step on this ship and pretend to be our dead captain?
What? Wait, Sarah's dead?
Yeah. That's why we know you're not Sarah.
Is that why you guys are like
Oh,
this?
what else is
Like
new?
what?
Hunting down magical creatures like it's a sports.
Yes.
Hairball. Because of you, dicks, I have been a cat for so long. Do you know where this tongue has been? Places.
us.
I wasn't sure that reversal was going to work because I've been feeling a little, you know.
Sarah died, which made the legends into killers. Well, there's only one way to fix this.
We go back to Woodstock and we save Sarah.
Yeah.
No. Guys, you're not listening to me. You have to go to New Orleans and set history back on track.
Whoa, see? You're suggesting a total reset of the timeline. All we need is a surgical strike. Now, if we save Sarah...
Well. Look who's helping our magical fugitive.
We're looking for you. Thought you might want to have some fun.
I got 12 gauges of fun right here.
That's it. I'm placing you all under arrest.
Shut your mouth, Pops.
Go!
Take cover!
Who the hell's in the jump ship? Who cares? Mission accomplished.
And you guys thought we needed Constantine.
Oh my god.
Wait, suckers!
Make way for SOS.
What the hell is SOS?
Irons?
Good morning, Hank.
Well, I hope you're ready to go to work today because we have one hell of a case on our hands.
Oh my
If anyone knows what
god.
happened to the guys, it'll be them. Hang tight on the ship. Problem, and, well, I couldn't stay away.
It's perfect timing. We are up to our peaches with magical creatures.
And about to kick some ass. I'm in.
Wasting these magical creatures straight away.
I mean, please tell me you don't keep a trophy room of their skulls.
What do we look like, barbarians? No, we just toss them.
You what?
Yeah. Ever since that fairy godmother killed Nate, Ray, and Rory, we just waste any magical creature that comes in our path. No questions asked.
Well, they can't all be bad.
We haven't met a good one.
Whatever you're going to do, Charlie, you better make it fast.
I got this.
Start eating broccoli.
But I don't want all that.
Well, until our bond is severed, I'm afraid that's the way it must be. Now eat the broccoli.
Fairy godmother, I relinquish you.
That's cool. I'll only become satiated when you're all asphyxiated. My bond with Prudence has been severed.
Oh, fiddlesticks. What's wrong? What are you looking at? There's something on my nose?
Oh, hey, everybody, look! It's our good friend, John Constantine.
Yay!
What the...
Flying through history, solving some mysteries. We give bad guys the boot in superhero suits. We'll win a victory by stopping witchery. So they've got magic, well, we've got wood and fabric. Puppets of tomorrow, puppets of tomorrow today.
Welcome to DC's Puppets of Tomorrow.
Raggle rock is going on here.
Well, today we learned about the importance of puppets because Rory called us a bunch of Time Bureau puppets.
Yeah, and then he ran off with his new partner in crime.
What the hell? What? Why?
So, did you figure out how I... What if you die, John? What happens to all the people who need you alive and Constantining?
Yeah, well, you can leave that to the real heroes, all right? Because I'm done giving it up.
Oh, I see. This isn't about saving Desmond anymore. It's an excuse for you to give up on yourself.
Whoa. Just leave him alone, will ya?
You think because there's no plaques, the world is fixed? I promise you, it's just as messed up out there as it is in John's brain. Because I'm the shapeshifter.
Guys, stand down. We have a code blue on the ship.
What the hell's a code blue?
Just don't shoot yet. I could shoot. Why can't we just go back to the way things were?
It's exactly what I was thinking.
What is that?
No one thing, Desmond. I'm not quitting on you.
That's...
Yeah. The Kopay escaped. Here's what I want you to do. Track him down and recapture him or else.
Oh my god, he didn't.
There's been a setback, but we'll make it right.
Oh, you'd better.
Of course. Of course, Neron's a shapeshifter, so of course they would take on the form of Desmond, especially since his soul was bonded to his, and also in case they were both into Constantine, it would be a complete mind screw. But yeah, that episode was a fucking crazy episode. But of course, that's just Legend style, and that's the kind of bonkers that I'm used to. Being in, the custodians of chronology, being an homage to the A-Team, the Sirens of Space-Timing, to Charlie's Angels. But yeah, you kind of just, the whole episode is thinking is like, Constantine and Charlie, like, oh my god, you guys are acting like assholes, and, I never understood why Mick decided to join up with the fairy godmother in the alternate timeline and just betray the team, especially since he was so guilt-ridden about, betraying the team to the Legion of Doom. So that was that was just weird. They never really explained, like, in the Sirens of Space-Time timeline, how Gideon took human form in the real world. And I mean, those were just, like, a couple of plot holes they had in this episode, but overall, I think it was a pretty solid episode. I give it an 8 out of 10. They justified the presence of both Charlie and Constantine, even though I know I've seen people debating online. It's like, I don't see what Charlie brings to the team, and it's like you have, like, John's a magical expert, and you kind of see, like, what they bring. It's like, Constantine has the magical expertise, but so does Charlie. Except she acts as the moral compass, and the reason why she took on Mari's form is kind of like a way of saying it's like, oh, you guys lost your moral compass, and it's the reason why the whole situation with magical creatures isn't so black and white, and why they're just not, they should just kill them all. So I feel like, and now we're seeing how Neron is actually manipulating Nate's dad into this whole, like, Project Hades thing, and I guess trying to create his own army to terrorize Earth, possibly. But like I said, I felt like the first 6 episodes were kind of slow paced. It was weird they weren't revealing who the big bad was, and who was supposed to be capitalizing on the current situation, like the Cult of Malice was capitalizing on the the anachronisms last season. It was weird they were playing it so close to the vest about who the big bad was, and that's the problem I had with Flash. you know, in seasons two and three. Like they were playing it, you know, like, oh, we have a mystery. Seasons 3, you know, seasons 2 and 3, who is Savitar and Zoom, and season 4, what are DeVoe's motivations? And it's like they played too close to the vest, and it's like, here's a mystery, but they weren't providing like a lot of hints to it, and they kind of was like letting it lay there, and it's like, oh, we're bringing it up every now and then just to remind people we have a mystery, and that will be enough. And they're making the same mistakes here, but now I feel like this episode and last episode, like, you know, things are starting to pick up, and it's kind of sad that we have to wait until April, you know, next April for the back half of the season, just because the CW wants to air a Roswell reboot that no one gives a shit about, or at least I don't know anybody who cares about it, because they didn't even start releasing promos until tonight during the episodes of Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. And I don't know, I guess I'm a little pessimistic about it, because like I never watched the original show, and you know, I feel like it you know, Hollywood's so caught up with their, you know, reboots and remakes and stuff like that. And I know the Charmed reboot, I mean, I give it props for making the three leads like all women of color, but at the same time it seems like, from what I've read about it, the show's kind of like on the chopping block and like in danger of getting canceled. So it kind of proves that, you know, maybe just don't do a reboot of something. And I have no reason to care about the Roswell reboot. I don't know, and because of lack of promotion for the Roswell reboot, I'm not expecting that show to last, and it just feels like, you know, it's going to be canceled after one season. It's kind of like how they tried you know, how ABC and Marvel tried to do, you know, the Inhumans TV show, and that was complete and utter trash. And so that kind of, you had to wait till like you had to wait till like December before they kicked off the 5th season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a far superior show, and it's like it had to be basically delayed just for trash. And this is a show, Roswell, where it feels like, you know, I feel like people are just like indifferent to it at this point, and you know, this show is being shafted for that show, even though I feel like it has more of a following. You know, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, so it's kind of sad that I won't be seeing it until April again. But yeah, I feel like the show's in, you know, the series is, you know, the season's starting to pick up, the plot's really starting to progress. And I also feel like, you know, everybody who's, you know, any people detractors who are feeling like, oh, it's become the victim of the season 4 curse, and the back half may actually prove that, yeah, it broke that curse and may not be complete and may not just, you know, end on a high note. That's my opinion. How you guys feel about it? Do you feel like the show's starting to pick up? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.